of news we're getting a little numb to are about layoffs. And we've had another round, thinking about Salesforce right now, who kicked off the year with about 10% cut. And what was interesting about that was that fast forward a month later, a lot of people, employees, criticized CEO Mark Benioff about the layoff announcement. It didn't go well, but it's a hard thing to share, the hard thing to announce. But he himself even admitted the call that lasted 2 hours wasn't the best idea. He said it's hard to have a call like that with such a large group and have it be effective, and we paid a price. And we heard it in the chatter internally on their Slack. We heard people saying, are we using this term family still? This phrase that they used very commonly, ohana, Hawaiian term, to describe their culture. And it kind of backfired in a way. I think maybe even Benioff would agree that it was kind of an example of toxic positivity at a time when people need to hear real talk. So what's striking to me, if we back out a little bit, is that there's companies out there that we can expect bad layoffs from. If the bar was pretty low to begin with, it's not a shocker when an insensitive layoff follows suit. But there are now companies who have been consistently ranked on best places to work, all those kind of lists that are pretty much fucking up too. Senior Google employees that have been around for like 10, 20 years, finding out they're part of the layoffs because they couldn't log in anymore. And then with Salesforce, beginning of this year, I think there's something to be said here that even the best companies to work for, quote unquote, might not be under the hood when especially push comes to shove and things need to change sometimes in a very challenging way. So maybe we need to stop being talking heads and listen. I mean, really listen. Maybe we need to stop being so tone deaf. Even when we're millionaires or billionaires, and I'm saying this because I have friends that are in this position with a lot of employees, 50, 100,000 employees. And of course, it's hard. It's hard to run. It's not going to be, you're not going to make people happy, not everyone, especially by the end of a layoff announcement. But the difference between finding out you're laid off because you tried your password unsuccessfully for the 20 millionth time, and the difference between getting a notice that tells you exactly why this layoff happened, what's going to happen now, and how they're going to support. So whether you're one of the people that were laid off or you're still hanging around that might be having survivor's guilt, wherever you sit, if you can describe the why and the what and the how, that makes a huge difference. And I know Airbnb is kind of a poster child for what Brian Chesky did during the early days of the pandemic, but he still is. I think because people felt he was sincere. And I think someone from Google who just got laid off said it best. I just wish I knew I was valued for all that I put in the job and the time I was there. So next time we're facing a layoff, and we all know there will be more, maybe we can remember we all just want our time, our lives, to have a feeling of value beyond that old cog in the big machine too.